it makes people forget stuff and like eventually forget how to breathe, I think.
All right, say hey everybody. We're here visiting BB. We've spruced her up today. The last thing she could say, she couldn't say a lot of words, and she didn't know who I was in the end, but she would say, I love you. And those are the last words she could speak. She was beautiful. And she just loved everybody and everything. She was a doting, loving mom. She was just a bright, beautiful, beautiful light. I feel like every day, bits and pieces of who she was and what made her Barbara disappeared. She stopped remembering things. I really saw the toll it took on my dad. They were best friends, sweethearts, and it broke him. It broke him. If you know that diagnosis is coming, it's a death sentence. There is no cure. There's still no cure. There's not much prevention. When it was handed down to us in paper, it's, okay, well, we've got maybe a decade left, and it's gonna get ugly. And it did. It got ugly pretty quickly. She became diagnosed, and her day-to-day functions dropped tremendously. And it just drastically changed, especially when we put her in a nursing home. And we put her in a home in 2016, and she died in 2018. Being a caregiver, especially I know for my father, means you're always on. Something can always happen. He was making sure she was getting to her hair appointments. He would make sure he would take her to pedicures. He was starting to feed her, making sure she had the right outfits. He would call me and say, I think we need elastic waist pants. Can they be cute? It's a constant hyper-awareness. Are they safe? Are they okay? If I put them in a home, am I doing this too early? Am I doing the wrong thing? I should be able to take care of them. I feel like the caregivers, their health gets affected immediately and quickly, more quickly than the Alzheimer's patient. There's probably years of my life and pieces of me I won't get back. But he was never the same again. It's you're witnessing someone die in slow motion and witnessing someone lose all the aspects that make them this incredible human being. You're watching it go away in slow motion, and there's nothing you can do. Nothing.
I mean, you might not think it's that bad, but then when you see them how they are and them forgetting everything, it makes you really sad because let's just say your grandpa, he's really nice to you, and then all of a sudden he doesn't know who you are. It's just...
He declined pretty rapidly. I would say he wasn't the same dad I had when my mom was alive. He was a great dad. He was the funniest, the best dad, but he was never that dad again. And in 2021, his health just wasn't great. He wasn't taking care of himself. He was angry, very angry. And I didn't know how much pain he was in. I think he tried to hide some of it. And he got an infection and went in the hospital. And I honestly think after 2 weeks in the hospital, he just gave up. And I think he just wanted to be with her again. I have probably gone overboard preparing for something to happen to me and fearful and anxious over something happening. I mean, I'm 42. I'm only 20 years away from when we started noticing signs with my mother. If I can't remember a name of one of my kids' friends, or, just the millions of tasks you have every day between kids and work and parenting and still closing up estates and grieving, I think it's gonna happen to me. And I worry nonstop that that'll be me. I have hope. I pray and wish and hope that there is something in my lifetime especially, but I feel like we're not one of the popular causes. I hate to say that, but that's why I try to throw so much energy behind it, because there's not a lot of people in their 30s and 40s going gung-ho for Alzheimer's because they think it's the grandparent disease, but it was my parents. I mean, she died in her 60s, my dad died early 70s. We need to fix it now. The Alzheimer's Association has been a lifeline, and it definitely was in those early years and still is. And I mean, if there's a disease with no cure, you're going to do everything you can, not just for your mother that has it and is dying, but for me, because I don't want my kids to ever experience what I experienced.
Because maybe she might get it, or me or Amelie might get it, and I don't think she wants that to happen to us or to her. Or other people go through what she went through.